and welcome to my kitchen. It's a cool October, it's NFL time, it's Sunday, and the crew's wanting to know what are we going to eat today. Well, today we're going to do a little seafood delight, actually a little bit of a southern delight. We're going to cook a catfish stew. I'm going to take you step by step through the process. It's very simple to make, and oh God, is it tasty. So sit back, enjoy the video, have a cold one, because I will, because you may see me drink and smoke cigarettes in this video. This is Bert. We hope you enjoy. We start our dish with approximately 3 pounds of catfish. The recipe calls for whole catfish, but we're going to eliminate the process. Personally, I chose the catfish fillet so we could eliminate dealing with the bones. Okay, what we're going to do with these fillets, we've probably got about 2.5 pounds here, but what we're going to do, since this is a stew, is we're going to chop the catfish into chunks. It's also available that you can buy catfish chunks at the store. However, I've chosen the fillet because I believe it to be a better taste. And you just want to get fairly large chunks and consistent in size. As I said, I've got like about 3.5 fillets this size, and you just cut them into manageable size chunks. Okay. After we've got the chunks completed, we're going to chop up the rest of our fish. We're going to put it in water. We're going to submerge it completely in water, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook the fish until it actually starts to flake very nicely. Cutting our fish. Water. It's more or less pre-cooking the fish to a nice consistency. Okay. While we're waiting for our fish to begin cooking, we cook them on medium to high heat until the fish begins to flake. We'll get on with our other preparation, our prep for the rest of our stew that we need here. Personally, it asks for 8 medium to large potatoes. I personally chose the red potato because I like the consistency of it and I like the taste. It needs to be coarsely chopped, so of course you want to take the undesirables off of there and just get down to the meat of the potato. And try not to cut your hand in the process, because that would not be a fun thing. And we chop this up a little bit like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this potato and put it off to the side so that it'll be ready to go when it's time to cook. Because later on what we're going to do is we're going to cook our bacon. We've got some Hillshire Farm Country Smoke brand bacon. We're going to cook about 8 strips of that. And we're going to reserve the drippings from it and use that to cook our potatoes and also our onion, which we're going to move on to after the red potatoes here. And as you can see, it's just coarsely chopped. A little extra slice here, a little extra slice there. Some people like their potatoes chunky. Of course, we want to get the uglies out of there. Red potatoes, a very good potato. Some people call them new potatoes, some call them red potatoes. I call them potato with red skin. I don't know about you, but that's what we call them. Anyway, as you can see, what we're doing is we're prepping the potatoes, in about this size of consistency, which, is going to be what we're looking for here. Now that we've got our potatoes ready to go, we've got the consistency we're looking for. As you can see, potatoes, they look nice. The recipe calls for 2 large onions. I personally prefer a sweet onion over the regular nasty onion. And basically you're going to do the same thing with the onions. You're going to slice and dice. Put on your crying suit, folks. It's time to cry. Then again, catfish stew just wouldn't be catfish stew without onions, I'm telling you. Ooh, boy. We're going to make this so Cajun-y. Actually, what this is a Apalachicola catfish stew, but we're going to call it a Jacksonville catfish stew because I didn't go to Apalachicola River and catch no catfish, but you know, I just go to the store where I work since I work in the seafood department, and I get my catfish there. So we're not going to waste a lot of time. You pretty much see the picture here, what you got to do with the onions, and you work through 2 of them. And just combine them with your potatoes, and we're still at this time waiting for our catfish to cook to the consistency that we need it to. Right along here, the next step in our recipe calls for 8 slices of bacon. We might go with 10. I'm particularly partial to the Hillshire Farms countryside bacon. It's a little expensive, but what you want to do is you want to, of course, just like you were doing it in the morning, put you about 8 or 10 slices in there. Ooh, there's an extra one. No, we want that. Lay them all up in there. We're going to fry them up. And what we're going to do right along with the catfish, when the catfish is done, we're going to save the stock. We're going to save the drippings from the bacon, which is going to go into our main dish. So I think everybody pretty much knows how to cook bacon. You just put it in the pan and you let it sizzle. Ouch, that's getting a little hot, but this is a jackleg production, so we really don't care. Okay, this is some excellent bacon. Gosh, it's good. Looks like our fish is really up to a vigorous boil. I think we want to go ahead and kick that off. We don't want to overdo the fish. We don't want it to fall apart on us, but we want to get it at least 3/4 of the way done. Now, we're going to cook the bacon and combine a few things here shortly. Now, after we've cooked the bacon, we're going to take our potatoes and our onions, and we're going to, of course, we're going to drain the bacon. We're going to save the drippings from the bacon, and we're going to saute our potatoes and our onions in the bacon drippings. Catfish stew just wouldn't be catfish stew unless you added I have no rice. America's #1. Don't you forget it. But anyway, what we do, this is one of the handiest tools I've ever used as far as cooking goes, and it's a Black & Decker steamer. You simply fill the bottom up with water. It takes, say, 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. 35 minutes, you've got perfect rice every time. So, we'll take our 2 cups of water, pour it in there, and it might be a good idea to maybe do the rice first because now my cup is wet and I have to wash it. But, you know, I'll just dry it out. No, we'll get by. Remember, it's 2 cups of water to 1 cup of rice. Pretty much make enough rice for about 4 or 5 people. There. Hope we have enough rice. Ooh, what's that bug doing there? But anyway, ouch. The bacon's popping. Rice is in the pot. We'll steam that up. Get that going. That's right. We make a mess here, but that's okay. It's going to be messy, but it's going to be good. Anyway, right now we got a few things cooking, going in process right here. Right now we've got to clean our cup out. So stay with us. We're cooking our bacon, and we've got our bacon, our oil, our grease from our bacon here dripping. And now is when we want to add our potatoes and our onions. Oh yeah, gotta love that sound. And we're going to saute it, stirring frequently. We're going to cook this until it becomes rather soft. I've got quite a large amount here, but I think we're going to make it happen. I'll tell you, it smells good already. It already smells southern. I need another beer, so we'll be right back with you. while we've been preparing our catfish here, we started bombing Afghanistan, which is good. Kill all those bad people. Anyway, we're looking pretty much done here. We're browned, we're in a semi-tender stage. And what we want to do now is add it to the stock, the catfish stock that we used to boil the catfish. We retained the stock, and now we're going to add this to it, and we're going to bring that to a boil. This is going to be so good. So good. Okay. Nice and thick. And here's our catfish that we retained. You know, you want to use a colander. Nice little chunks. They're white. They're consistent. And for saving purposes, we're just going to set them here. I'm going to turn off the heat. Really about the only thing to do at this point is to bring this mixture to a boil here. Bring it to a boil. Then we're going to turn around, we're going to add our catfish and 1 10-ounce can of Campbell's tomato soup to the mixture. After it boils and things become a little more tender, we'll add the catfish and the tomato soup to that, and we'll simmer for approximately 10 minutes. And pretty much that's going to do it. Once the rice is done, we serve it over the top of white rice, garnished with a little parsley. Now, keep in mind, if you want to make the stew a little thicker, saltine crackers. Crunch them up. Choose your brand, choose your flavor. I personally like the mild cheddar flavor saltine crackers. You want to take these, crunch them up, add them to your stew. That'll give you a thicker consistency if that's what you're looking for. We've just added we've brought it to a boil. Now we're reducing it to a simmer. We've added our tomato soup, our catfish, and now we're going to let that simmer. It'll get nice and thick and juicy, and red and colorful. Basically, that's our catfish stew. Isn't that good looking? Jacksonville Beach Catfish Stew by Bert and Avenue. So next time we come back, we're going to show you what it looks like on the plate and ready for the table. Thank you. This is Bert, and we're back once again, and I think we're ready to start eating. Ready to enjoy a little bit of my catfish stew. And we start by taking the top off the pot. That smells good. So we take our perfectly cooked rice here. Spread it on the plate. A little bit of rice here. I love rice. I was brought up eating rice. Both my parents are from South Carolina, so I am a soul food kind of eater. Okay. Looks good. Okay. Oh, this is so thick. You can see the bacon, the potatoes. And we spread that over our rice. And you can see parsley's in there also. That looks really nice. Then we're going to garnish our plate with parsley. Maybe a little twist of lime for color. And there you go. There you go. Catfish stew over rice. Garnished with lime and parsley. I can't wait to dig into this. And as soon as the news is over, this stuff is so thick I'm going to eat it with a spoon. It is so good. Heaven. This is Bert and Avenue, coming to you live from Bert's Kitchen. We hope you enjoyed our catfish stew. And we'll catch you on the next one. exit stage left.